Coming up, I'm going to be talking about a brand new Doctor Who spin-off series coming to Disney+, the future of Family Guy, Solar Opposites, Life and Beth, and much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup, and we had quite a lot of news come out of San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend. I did do a video where I went into all of the Marvel news. I put that one up yesterday as a bonus one because there was just so much news, but I wanted to get into some of the other topics today. So let's start off with some animation. So the good news is, if you enjoy Solar Opposites, and we're only a couple of weeks away from the 5th season arriving on Hulu and on Disney Plus around the world, and yeah, the show has been picked up for a 6th season. So if you enjoy the antics of Solar Opposites, this one's definitely going to be something for you to check out. Obviously, previous seasons you can watch now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus in the US, Disney Plus around the world. No word yet on when this season's going to be coming, but we're going to be getting, the new one coming up pretty soon. There's going to be a holiday special as well. Whether or not that's going to be next year or the year after, but generally with animation, they can just keep rolling on. And while things are successful, it makes complete sense for them to keep rolling. And yes, if you're a fan of this show, which I am, it's great to hear. But let me know what you think about the continuation of Solar Opposites in the comments below. Keeping on the animation, let's now talk about Family Guy, the Halloween special, which is going to be dropping onto Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus in the United States on Monday the 14th of October. Also expected to drop on Disney Plus around the world. And this brand new special is going to star Glenn Powell. He's obviously popping in a lot of different stuff right now. And in this special, Peter and his friends aim to unseat the reigning champion, who's played by Gwen, in the annual pumpkin contest by any means necessary. A first look image was revealed showing Stewie kind of looks like he's doing some kind of Frankenstein stuff with Teddy. Again, Disney seems to be kind of going with the idea of following what Paramount Plus has done with South Park, where they're going to start creating specials which allows them to get around the rules that they have obviously with Fox, where you know the new animated episodes have to go to that platform first before they can go to Hulu. So this new special way is following exactly what Paramount did with South Park, and I think that's actually a pretty good way of doing it and just expanding on the world of Family Guy. So yeah, it should be interesting. And again, this one's a bit exclusive on streaming. It's not going to be airing on linear television. These are specials. But let me know, are you excited about this one? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Shifting gears now, let's talk about some bad news if you're a fan of Life and Beth. Unfortunately, the show has been cancelled and will not be returning for a 2nd season. This one came up last year, but we've not really kind of heard anything about this show, whether or not it will continue. It's been confirmed by the trade, so it's not going to be coming back. I'm not really too surprised because it didn't really do a lot on the trending chart, never really did anything on the Nielsen chart. Disney never released the information about the viewership, which is never a good sign. And with Disney generally cutting back on the amount of general entertainment content it creates, if a show is not hitting, makes sense for them to kind of drop it in. I'd also say, as with anything that gets cancelled, if you haven't finished watching it or you've got plans to watch it, I would do it sooner rather than later, because Disney does have a tendency to whip those cancelled shows off streaming services to try and save them some money. So yeah, just be aware that things could so I would get on that. Doesn't mean they are going to do that, but it was just a little bit of advice I would say. If you did want to watch that show, do it now rather than wait. But let me know, what do you think of the cancellation of Life and Beth? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Shifting gears now, let's talk about another major bit of news that came out of San Diego Comic-Con. It was revealed that Disney is going to be teaming up with the BBC on a brand new spin-off series that will consist of 5 episodes called Between the War of the Land and the Sea. So we don't yet know when this one's going to be dropping onto Disney Plus around the world, or on BBC here in the UK. I'd imagine maybe in 2026, because we're going to be getting the new season of Doctor Who next year. They haven't started filming 3rd season, they have no confirmation of that one. So this might just give them a way of filling it in. Now, this isn't the first time we have seen the BBC create a spin-off series of Doctor Who. They did it with the Sarah Jane Adventures. We also had it with Torchwood, which I think was one of the best series they ever did. I actually preferred it over the Doctor Who series at the time. It just was really hitting really strong, a little bit more adult. So I think that one should work out pretty cool. In this brand new series, it will tell the story of what happened between the fearsome and ancient species emerging from the ocean, dramatically revealing themselves to humanity. An international crisis is triggered, and with the entire population at risk, UNIT steps into action as the land and sea wage war. This brand new series will be created by the Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies, and it's also going to be starring a number of people that you might know from Doctor Who, including Gemma Redgrave. It's also going to be starring Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who you might know from Loki. As I said, this one could work out pretty well. I wasn't too sure if Disney was going to continue their relationship with the BBC with Doctor Who. There's been lots of talk over the last few months about whether or not the new series has hit. They're obviously locked in for a little bit longer. Disney carrying on with this deal by the looks of it. It's also worth noting that maybe that the viewership isn't as good as maybe we would hope it to be, but it depends on the investment that the BBC are putting in and Disney are putting in, that it might still be financially viable for the views, and it's giving them some extra content. So maybe things are continuing, but it's kind of cool to see Disney continuing this show. I wasn't sure if they would do. Filming is set to start pretty soon, but I don't know. It definitely was a little bit of a surprise. There was also some other bits and pieces from Doctor Who shown off during the weekend, including a sneak peek at the upcoming Christmas episode, which will be dropping on Disney Plus around the world and on BBC on Christmas Day. Kind of pretty cool, really. Had Nicola from Bridgerton in there. She's going to be the main star for this one as a special guest. They tend to do this for those episodes where anyone can kind of jump in, watch that episode, and kind of jump out again. Kind of a weird thing where he had doors and he kept walking through offering a cheese and ham toastie and a pumpkin latte, and eventually walked in and she was in the room. It was very weird, kind of funny with all the things with doors and stuff with Deadpool and Wolverine, but nevertheless, lots of interesting stuff. But yeah, let me know. Are you excited about this brand new Doctor Who special? Let me know in the comments below. In our question of the day, which comes from Amani, who says, will they announce the Marvel series at D23? So obviously after the San Diego Comic-Con, there was a lot of discussions about the fact that there wasn't anything majorly new announced other than the kind of a change for Kang Dynasty to Doomsday, and obviously the reveal of Robert Downey Jr. would be returning to the MCU, but this time playing maybe like a variant of Tony Stark, but it's going to be playing Doctor Doom, or we don't know how that's all going to work, but nevertheless. Now, it did seem right before the event that most people seem to be having the idea that San Diego Comic-Con was more focused on the movies. And I suspect at D23, we are probably going to get a bit more of an insight into some of the Disney Plus shows coming up over the next year or two. Maybe Agatha, because that'll only be like a month away when that rolls around. Maybe also we've got Daredevil Born Again, which is coming out in March of 2025. Maybe a look then also at Ironheart. And I would suspect we're going to get the official announcement of the Wonder Man series. Since they filmed it, it would make sense to have a big announcement. That one's not officially been there. Maybe they confirm they're doing a Nova one, give us a bit of the outline of what the roadmap's going to be over the next 2 years. But I wouldn't expect too much more than that. If they're only putting out 2 shows a year, they've got 4 or 5 in the can. Makes sense for them to spread them out a little bit. I don't think we're going to get any other major new announcements. They've only got a 2-hour show in the Honda Center, and this is going to have to include Lucasfilm, so all the Star Wars announcements, Pixar, Disney, 20th Century, and also Marvel. 2 hours, not a lot of time. And I think they're going to be primarily focused on all the things that are coming out over the next 2 years alone, 18 months. So I wouldn't expect to go too much beyond that one. We're really kind of seeing, especially with Marvel, them trying to catch up on all the announcements they made from a few years ago. They don't need to go much, they definitely don't need to go much beyond Secret War, because then you're into a new phase. I think they can leave that for maybe a year or 2 until we get a little bit closer to it. But as I said, if they do next year, say we get Daredevil and Ironheart, and then the year after we get Wonder Man and maybe a second season of Daredevil, that's it really. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see a lot, but let me know what you guys think of this. Anyway guys, remember to go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com, favourite, bookmark, all the kind of usual kind of things. And on that note guys, thank you very much. See you guys soon. Later.